Oh, hey Barbie. How are you? Oh, hey Barbie. Hi. Welcome, baby. Hi, I know I'm being consistent. Who am I? So I've been thinking about making this video for a while. This is very different from what normally I post, but I just kind of wanted to do like a sit down chit chat with my girlies and kind of have like an older sister speaking with like her younger sisters or her younger friends, or you don't even have to be younger than me, you can be older than me. This is just like girly pop advice that I've told my younger sisters, I've told my younger friends. First thing on my list is read more books. Reading is going to help with not only your vocabulary, not only broadening your imagination, but also just it can help you have a different perspective on life and perspective on people around you. It could be nonfiction books, it could be history books, it could just be books in general, it could be like Wattpad. I always recommend reading books, and I also recommend reading books that are written from like the 15th century. It helps so much. Trust me on this, as someone who was homeschooled. Not to brag, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person on the block. I think I'm the least smartest person on the block, but I will say what really helped me with my education, with where I'm at with my writing, has been reading a lot of books written back in the day. So read more books. Okay, so you want to build a wardrobe. Here's my 2 cents. Do not use influencers, use Pinterest. If you're someone who's like, I don't know where to get my inspiration from, go to Pinterest. Pinterest is going to be your biggest help, and it's just because it has a lot more different niches that you can pick and choose from. You can kind of see more of like what kind of style you're vibing with. Do not choose influencers to influence what you wear, whether it's makeup, perfume, outfits, because that is their style, and a lot of times they're using fast fashion. Fast fashion is literally possibly what's killing our fucking planet, besides the constant genocides. Also, like, we don't need carbon copies of one another. Be your genuine, authentic self. I think it's fun to implement like a certain like, oh, I am someone who likes more of a clean, minimalistic look. I'm someone who likes more of like a dark academia look. Like, we all have that structured styles, but don't forget to add your own personality. So when you're building a wardrobe, go to Pinterest to help, because that's going to be your biggest bet. Skincare. Quit going to Sephora, getting your basic skincare shit. Just don't. I always recommend using Korean skincare. It literally changed my entire life. I used to have really bad skin, and it wasn't until I moved to Korea when I was 20 and I started getting to Korean skincare. That shit works amazing. Alright, I think this kind of ties in with the first point that I made, was read a book, learn a language. It's gonna help so much. Not only, again, is it gonna broaden your vocabulary, but you'll have more, like, better opportunities when you're traveling or you're getting a job. Learn a language because it makes you seem more intellectual, first of all, and second of all, it makes you seem less ignorant. Learn a language, it's fun. You're able to connect more with people. I know we're all girls and girl math is a thing, but save your money. Start by saving 5 cents, 10 cents, $1, $10 here or there. Save your money, because in this fucking economy, with the men that are living here, save your money. So do not rely on men to pay for everything. Do not rely on your friends to pay for everything. You have to rely on yourself, because we as a society have become very individually independent. We used to be where it was dependent in a group setting, but then it's chiseled down to, at the end of the day, we all have to be independent on our own, and there's nothing wrong with that, but just save your money. Even if you're like 10 years old and you're watching this, girl, save your money. It's rough out here. Find that one passion and keep it to yourself. And you're like, but I want to share my hobbies, share my passions, share what I'm doing. In Islam, we have this thing called aint, or the evil eye, and essentially is if, like, let's say I come to you and you don't like me, right? And for some reason, why don't you like me? And I go, hey, I'm getting a book publishing deal, or hey, I'm writing a book. And that person per se doesn't really like me, and they're having a lot of ill intent. If you want to believe it or not, manifestation kind of works. I don't know how that is, but ill intent does seep on people. Negativity, misery, they all love company. And on top of that, like, I really don't want the person who hates me to like literally pray for my downfall. Just protect your circle, just protect your peace. That's all. That's an advice I've got. I feel like this one is gonna tickle some people's pickles. Your parents aren't your best friends, and they're not gonna always have your best interests at heart. So just know that your parents are human. They're not always gonna be supportive. Some parents are really shit. Some parents don't deserve to be parents. And just know that if you're in a situation where your parents have proven time and time again that they are incompetent, that they cannot have a good relationship with you, address it, acknowledge it, and then set your own boundaries. change your pillowcase. Get some satin pillowcases too. But change your pillowcase, I want to say once to even twice a week, especially if you want to have good skin and healthy hair. Change your pillowcase. I kind of want to file this away with like reading books and learning a language, but try classical music. It's fucking banger, okay? I grew up on that shit. It's why I'm a bit weird. But listen, classical music, something about it just makes your brain grow, and nothing is attractive in a human being than being smart and being able to call out a tune and just be like, yeah, that was a G minor and that's by Bach. My siblings and I used to play this game where we would listen to classical music and then we would guess who the composer was, and then it went from the composer to a specific piece, and it was so just satisfying when we were able to get it right, and we would like lord that kind of information over each other's heads, like, you didn't know that was Opus 24 in E minor? Peasants. Classical music, that shit slaps. I said this once, I've said it a million times, go to therapy. Go to therapy as much as you can. I understand if you're like a kid and you're in high school and you're like, well, I can't afford therapy, especially if you're in a situation that doesn't provide that safe space or that mental healing. But if you know that you're been in fucked up situations and that you're struggling with life, go to therapy. Okay, I just want to point out, therapy isn't always just talking about your feelings. Your therapist is literally there to diagnose you. My therapist diagnosed me with ADHD. Bitch, I didn't realize I had 80 of them, but she did, and she was like, hey, I think you have this, and I'm like, huh, that checks out. So it's not just there, you know, you're paying someone and talking about your personal feelings. You're there to grow as a human being. This is for my older girls because what I'm about to say probably isn't going to be very safe for my young teenagers, but if you can, go on self dates. So take yourself out on a date. I personally am about to go on one here in a couple hours, but I'm going to go to the theaters by myself. Not only will it really strengthen your skills of being out there by yourself, but also being independent, speaking with other people, being socially aware of your surroundings. We're girls. We deserve to spoil ourselves. Who says we need somebody else to make you feel special? Don't take validation from other people. Make friends, especially with your girls, because let me tell you, I think I've reaped some of the biggest blessings of my life from my girlfriends. It's great to have guy friends. It's great to like look at them from afar and study them and be like, oh, so this is how you tick. There's something about them that just makes me really appreciate womanhood and girlhood. Okay, I feel like this might upset some people, but if you're someone who worships God, keep that relationship with him to yourself and personal. And you're probably like, but isn't the point of Christianity or Islam is to like spread the faith, spread the word? Yes, but there's a whole difference between sharing your faith and your experiences with someone versus shoving it down someone's throat and acting holier than thou. I am so sick and tired of meeting people come off as really pretentious because they base their entire personality on their faith. And it's not even like their true faith, it's just their beliefs. Don't make your personality on your opinions and beliefs of faith, because that just takes away the meaning of the faith that you practice. Like if you're going to be a Muslim, be a Muslim. If you're going to be a Christian, be a Christian. Don't hoard it over someone's head and be like, oh, I'm better than you because we think this way. That's just not right. Ladies, come here. Men ain't shit. I'm gonna say that again. Men ain't shit. They have proven time and time again, especially in our society, they aren't the greatest. They need therapy. They have a lot of things that they need to work through. They need to go through manner class and learn how to treat a lady. Don't send that text. What are you, the garbage woman? You don't need to pick up trash. You're too good for that. You're too pretty to be texting a man that left you high and dry. And for my girlies out there who are in high school, they're going to be bold. They're gonna base their entire personality around beer pong. You know what? I'm not saying don't have crushes, don't talk to boys. I'm saying if a man breaks your heart, if a boy makes you sad or cry, see it, acknowledge it, own it, and be like, you're not worth my time, you're not worth my tears, you're not worth me, because you are not worthless. And it's unfortunate, but there have been so many men out there that I've personally met who have made me feel worthless. And if a guy has ever made you feel worthless, I don't know what to tell you, girly, but that's a red flag. Don't let other people tell you what to think. Don't let other people influence how you think. If you believe in something, understand why you believe it. If you have opinions, own up to it. Don't let people sway you from that. Your opinions are a part of you. Don't let people tell you how to think or what to think. We aren't living in the 17th fucking century. You're your own woman. You're your own girl, okay? Do what you gotta do. But remember, like, if you're gonna make an opinion or a thought, be proud of that. That is a part of you, and don't ever be ashamed to think a certain way. And I'm gonna leave you with this one. I know I said my last point was gonna be last thing, but you don't owe anybody anything. Your safety, your mental health, your peace, your whole bubble is yourself. You are your own person. Nobody owns you. You don't owe people explanations. If a man demands you to have a second date with them and you don't like them, you don't owe him an explanation. You are your own human being. You're your own woman. Again, we live in the 21st century. And also this like ties with having your own opinions and being proud of that. You don't owe anybody anything. Yeah, shit. That's all I gotta say. The only person that you owe is yourself. Right, well, I feel like I talked enough. I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Be kind to yourselves, stay hydrated, and free Palestine. Bye.